We'll see. Oh, here we go. This is for the other one. All right. If you are joining us here right now, I am doing a prep that is all about school lunch sandwiches. So if you didn't know, you can prep school lunch sandwiches, like a bunch of them, and throw them in the freezer. And then in the morning, all you're going to have to do is grab it out of the freezer and put it in the lunchbox, completely frozen, and you're good to go. It'll thaw by lunch. So it's literally genius, but there are some rules that we need to follow to make sure that it goes well. I apologize if y'all let me know if the quality is meh. We've been having some really fun storms in our area, and so that affects my internet as always. But I've had this planned for like 2 weeks, so we're doing it anyways. So, welcome, friends. Here's the thing. When we're doing school lunch prep for sandwiches, there's a few really important things. One of them being, we don't want these things to get soggy. So a lot of these tips are going to be revolving around making sure that it's not soggy and that it actually tastes delicious in the end. That's the goal, right? So, first things first, we're going to get all the bread out. This is a clean work surface here. Another thing too is really pay attention to like the order in which things are going. Because I'm basically doing it in the order in which it is quickest. And that is from trial and error. If you haven't yet, I have at the link in my profile, there is a sign up for this free like lunch prep thing. And I'm going to be sending out a tips and tricks PDF tonight. So if you haven't done that yet, put your email in right there so I can send it to you when it's all wrapped up. That way you have that as well as checking out the lab. I am so excited to get these done because I don't know about you guys, but back to school season is literally the most hectic thing in the world. So I'm very ready to not have to worry about certain portions of it. I have had Pet, get down. I'm sorry, I have a dog sitting on my kitchen table right now. He's decided that the leftovers are his. So, get down. Right now. Down. He's always my buddy during these. I'm always telling him to not do something. Anyways. I don't know about you guys, but we've had open houses. We've been back to school shopping. We've had doctor trips. Like, it's just been one thing after another. And I can already tell, like, I've had to resist the urge to just stop and go to Sonic or McDonald's every day this week. Like, it's been ridiculous. So, first things first, we're going to lay it all out here. Tonight, I'm just going to be making 2 different sandwiches. I'm going to do a super classic peanut butter and jelly, and then I'm going to do a deli sandwich, like deli meat sandwich. That is all. We are not getting complicated here. How many kids do I have? So, I have 2 smaller ones. My niece is here a lot of times too. But my daughter is actually the only one who takes lunch right now. My niece may end up taking lunch. We'll see. She's been complaining about the school food. But my daughter has all kinds of food allergies, and it's way easier just to send lunch. My son, on the other hand, hates sandwiches. So this is mostly just for her. You can do this in as big of batches as you want. I will say, if you get past like the month mark on freezing them, I feel like they're not as great. But most of the time, kids can't tell. Like, it's more of a me picky thing versus a them picky thing. Okay, so we're going to start, and a big thing about making these not soggy is making sure that we have some kind of barrier on top of all these things so that any liquid doesn't go everywhere. You know, they are cattle. Yes, they are. We have literally, my dogs, we have cattle right back in my backyard, basically, and we have to keep him from going outside when they're directly out there because he will try and chase them. It's insanity. Okay, so if you're doing something like the peanut butter and jelly, or this is a sun butter and jelly sandwich, you are going to actually put the whatever butter you decide on each side of the sandwich. Now, I realize some people may not like that, but that is how we're going to make sure it doesn't get soggy in the end. Because if you've ever had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, like that has sat for a few hours, like it soaks through, right? So, sorry, had to mix this up a little bit. Okay. I'm just going to put on this a thin layer. And since I need it on each side, I'm probably going to put peanut butter. I'll do first batch will just be the sun butter / peanut butter sandwiches. Yes, ma'am, sandwiches. We are making school lunch sandwiches. And I might do all of these peanut or sun butter. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 21. We should have equal. Yeah, so I'm going to do all of these sun butter. So this will actually make, by the end of it, I'm going to have 24 sandwiches. So that'll cover 24 days of school. And yeah, literally, we're just going to coat each one of these. Oh, yeah, we'll have 24 sandwiches total. Now, half of them will be your choice of butter and jelly. And then the other half of them are going to be some kind of deli sandwich. I have an assortment of deli meats back here. And we also have the same type of technique that we're going to use with those to make sure that we don't get any sogginess. Yes, ma'am, I am going to freeze them. That's exactly what we're doing. And the really cool thing I'll show you guys in the end when we're done is we're actually just going to freeze them back in this bread bag. So it really doesn't take up that much space. It's really doable. Excuse me, sir, get down. It's really doable and it's not hard at all. Probably need to actually pick up the pace on these things, but I like to make sure that I'm answering all these questions. Please feel free to ask questions as we're going through. That's what I'm here for. If you're new here, oh my gosh, a bug just crawled in that. How disgusting. If you're new here, I am doing this sandwich prep right now, and if you haven't yet, you can sign up for this little live guy here on my email list. It's at the link in my bio under free sandwich prep thing. It doesn't say the word thing, but you know what I mean. And I'm going to be sending out a free PDF with a bunch of tips and tricks and stuff tonight so that you have all that for later if you want to look back on it. Oh, you've never frozen deli meat before in a sandwich. It actually does super well. We do have, once I get to the deli meat ones, I'll show you guys. But we do have some steps that we have to take to make sure that it like does well. But it's good. It works out so well. You could even do like a panini style, like if you wanted to go ahead and like melt cheese on the sandwich and stuff and then freeze it that way, you can do that, and that's super tasty. You can make these like adult sandwiches. You do not have to stick to like run-of-the-mill kid sandwiches, but this is what my children will eat, so this is what I am making tonight. Why don't you toast the bread if you're going to freeze them? Time. I don't really, my kid doesn't mind if it's toasted or not, and I don't want to do it. That's basically it. You can totally toast it if you want. I do not defrost them before putting in a lunch bag. That's a great question. What I do is literally just take them out of the bag and then pop them in the lunchbox, and they're thawed by the time they eat lunch. 3 hours later, they're good to go. Okay. Why am I making so many at one time? Well, I'm prepping all these to throw in the freezer so that I don't have to worry about school lunches, really. And that one's done. I'm just going to grab it out of the freezer, pop it in the lunchbox, and then I'll throw a fruit, whatever fruit is easiest to grab and throw in there. And then whatever else my kid is feeling lately. And that'll be that. Okay. Hopefully I have enough sun butter for all these. I might not. I might have to like only do some of them because I'm getting to the end of my thing here. I actually might have another one. Yep, ham, cheese, and mayo, you totally can. There is a certain order that you need to do it in to make sure they don't get soggy. I am doing those next after the sun butter and jelly ones. Let me go grab my other thing of sun butter. What's my dog's name? Pip is his name. He's adorable, but he's a troublemaker. Hold on, guys. All right. My dog is still like 8 months old, so he doesn't listen super well, and he really likes to eat table food, which is not good. Yes, I have sun butter. So this is, my daughter's allergic to peanuts. So we do sun butter. It's delicious. So this is her version of like a PB&J. Oh, thank you, ma'am. If you all have any questions that I miss, my wonderful assistant right there can always help you out. She's amazing. That's all I have to say. Rebecca too, I don't know if you heard, but I've been telling them that if there is a free PDF that I'm going to send out tonight all about the sandwich prep, but they have to make sure, sign up at the link in my bio for the sandwich prep to make sure you get it. And I'm really excited about that because it'll have all the tips and tricks and stuff. Go for it. Okay, there we go. More sun butter. Okay, so yeah, the point here is we're gonna put it on literally all the sides because we don't want it to get soggy. I usually, when I do this as well, friends, like I usually make my kids do this with me. But I don't really put them on TikTok and stuff too terribly much, so I didn't include them this time. I usually do make them do this with me. It goes a little faster that way, and too, like, hey, learn how to make your own lunch, kid. It's important. It gets really messy, but it's also super fun. So, totally worth it. What does sun butter taste like? So it has like, if you've ever had a sunflower seed, it's got like that kind of taste, but also it's very similar to peanut butter. It's, for us anyways, it's the one we found to be as the most tolerable peanut butter substitute. And we like that this one is, it's called sun butter. Sorry, that's a brand name. It's sunflower butter. But we enjoy it. It's pretty good. I do still sneak my peanut butter sometimes when she's not here. So I do get my peanut butter fix personally, but this is safer for right now. It looks very runny. Yeah, it is. This one is like super creamy. And also where it's the, you know how the more, I don't know, like natural peanut butters, like you have to really stir them. Like if I really stirred this, the bottom is thicker. But it's just, doing that's difficult. And honestly, I'm just trying to get this done. It doesn't really taste too much different when you do that. What kind of oil do they use? That's a great question. I'll look here in a second when I'm done with this, and I'll tell you. Do I have a family member? Oh, yes, I have a family. My daughter has a peanut allergy, and these are hers. So. Straight trash. Somebody does not like the sun butter. I do. Oh, hey, we like the sun butter, but other people like other things. There's also like a wow butter. I've heard that that's good. But we liked the sun butter. Granted, she doesn't really know what she's missing. So, you know. How many kids? I have 2 of my own here right now. But this is just for the one that needs school lunch. My son gets lunch at school. For now, he's good with that. I don't know how long that'll last, but we'll see. This is gonna get her set for at least the first month of school if she has sandwiches every day. I don't always send sandwiches every day because there's other cold lunches that she likes. Or we use a thermos to keep something hot. And when we send that, especially when it gets cold outside, I'll send soups and stuff or pastas and stuff like that. You just hate how oily it is. I can understand that. Totally can understand that. It's something to get used to. That's for sure. And honestly, like, I'm really not trying to make this not messy here, you all, because I'm just trying to get this done. So, yes, it does look like a mess right now, but, like, that's kind of life. I am A-okay with making a mess while I'm prepping, because I'll just clean it up after, and then I don't have any messes the rest of the time. After this, I will put however much jelly we want in the middle, and we'll put them together, and I'll show you how we can store this in a really easy way. You can also do you can also store these in individual bags if you want, but I just don't like to waste a bunch of bags like that. I like to try and reuse this bag. And I think I can't even tell you. I saw somebody else do it, I will say. And I can't remember. It's been years ago that I saw them do it. I can't remember who it was. So if anybody has seen it. Oh, yeah. If you have 2 kids now in school that you're trying to save some money and, like, this is the way to go, let me tell you. It's so much easier. And it saves so much time and mental energy in the mornings. You all know. Mornings are so crazy. Like, they are the absolute craziest. So, anything I can do to make my morning easier, I'm down. Yes, these are definitely homemade Uncrustables. You can actually get a mold as well to where you can, like, cinch these like Uncrustables if you want. I've seen it on Amazon. My kids, I'm the mom who's like, no, I'm not cutting the sides of your sandwiches off. Eat them or take them off yourself. So that is why I don't even bother with it. My kids know now. They just know. All right. Oh, you run a daycare and make BB&J crackers they used to give us in school. Oh, nice. That sounds kind of delicious. You just use graham crackers. That does sound delicious. Graham crackers. In case you're not seeing the comments, graham crackers, peanut butter and jelly. Yum. I love it. Let's do it. Yes, if it's just you in the mornings, this just makes everything so much easier. Let me tell you, it's a life changer. And 2, your kids can pack their own lunch if you've got, not that they couldn't to begin with, let's be honest. Once they get to a certain age, they could do it. But, like, I will tell, my daughter can grab her sandwich, she can grab whatever thing she wants to go with her lunch, and she can do this herself. And that's excellent. She's in 2nd grade, so. Okay, tossing this one. And I'm gonna get something. To do the jelly with. I guess this is probably going to be easiest. How old are my kids? I have a 2nd grader and I also have a preschooler. So they are 7 and 4 right now. All right. So with this jelly, you do not have to put those on both sides. So I'm just going to put that on half of these and then we'll fold them all over, And we're going to try and move quickly. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put like a dollop. That's probably way too much, but it'll be okay. I'm going to put like a dollop on each one, and then I will spread them afterwards. I'm going to see. I feel like that's way too much. Oh, no, it's okay. This part is totally dependent on how jelly loving your child is. All right. Oh, it's the sunflower. Okay. We like the sunflower butter. My daughter loves it. Personal preference type thing. I'd totally try it. Oh, see? She loves sunflower butter. Trying to come up with ideas for your 6th grader. Okay, so this depends too on like what their tastes are. So I know as kids get older, like sandwiches every day. My kid is not even going to eat sandwiches every day. Like she will not eat these every day. She will get burned out, and I would too. I totally understand. So I do a lot of cold things that you don't have to worry about, like pasta salads. You can make pasta salads for days and they're yummy, right? Or you can do let's see here, and I said I was gonna dollop and then spread. Pasta salads we'll do hot things and get a thermos mug thing for it, and that's always yummy. Like a chicken salad, and I know this is repetitive, but like thinking of those cold things, you can also do the same thing but make it like a more interesting sandwich, as long as you're following these general rules that we've talked about like making sure you have a barrier on each side of the bread, which is why both sides have peanut butter. This is the top and the bottom here, because we're going to make sure that there's no sogginess going on in the bread. Now, it doesn't have to be like a butter. It can be a cheese or a dressing that is some kind of oil in it, that's going to block the moisture. But any of those will work. You can also freeze wraps. I've got, so if you guys haven't seen yet, I have a freezer prep membership called Freezer Prep Friends, and in that one this month we did like a cold lunch prep. I'm about to live prep with them, but I have like an Italian sub that we prepped for the freezer, or Italian wrap that we prepped for the freezer, a pasta salad, and then a Caesar chicken salad, and it's so good. I mean, I'm so excited to have these for my lunches. And you just pop them out cold, so they're good to go once they're thawed. This is just prepping for one of my children. So I have one that eats school lunch. This will cover her. I'm about to do the deli ones are after this. Deli sandwiches with like meats are after these. But this will cover for a little over a month. It might last for 2 if I have other interesting things to put in her lunchbox in between. But just depends on how our lives go, Okay. So I've got all the jelly spread. And then from there, literally just gonna flip and assemble all these guys in whatever order you want. But following this type of order where you do one thing at a time saves so much time. Makes it go really easily. Here we go. And after this, I'll show you how I store them. And next, we're going to do some deli sandwiches, and we'll talk about tips and tricks on those too. I'm sorry, I totally know that there was somebody else said something about picky ideas. Okay, 2nd grade for a picky girl. Okay, so it depends on what they're picky about. That's the only thing. I never know when someone says they're picky. I don't know what, like, depends on what they won't eat. So if you want to put in things they don't like, I can definitely try. We can try and help brainstorm here for a second. Okay, so I've got all of these sandwiches here. This is the bag that it came in. Here, what we're going to do is I'm going to grab some parchment paper. You could also do like wax paper, freezer paper, just something to separate these guys. And I don't even know if I have enough. We'll see. That's like tonight's theme, I feel like, is do I have enough things to actually make this happen? We'll find out. But basically what I'm going to do, this covers about 3 of them. I'm going to place these sandwiches back in this bag straight up like it would be in the loaf. And I'm going to cut this just like this to go in between each one so that they don't stick together. School starts again on the 16th of August for me, and you're going to be a 10th grader. Oh, okay. Congratulations. Good luck. Go make yourself some sandwiches. All right. Oh, yes. I love it. Do I vacuum pack? No. I'm actually... Okay, so here's sandwich. Parchment paper. I'm literally... put the parchment paper in next. Okay, so I'm gonna sit it like this up, and then I'll put the parchment paper in. Yes, this bread is called bunny bread. It's my favorite. And so it's flat inside there, and then I just grab my next one, and we're literally just gonna layer these just like that. And in the end, we will have a loaf of PB&Js or sunflower butter sandwiches, whatever you prefer. I don't want to fold the bag down because then I'll just have to continually fold it back up. I'm cool. I'll get it. I'll get there. All right. No, I'm actually out of Kentucky. I apologize if the quality isn't great for you guys over here. We're still having storms here in Kentucky, and my internet's crap when there's storms. So, P.S. in case there are issues. Any tips on being a 10th grader? Oh my gosh, it's been so long, friend. It has been a long time. You love my tea. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I have to remember what I put on this morning. Okay. Literally just layering these and putting them in. If you are just now joining us, we are prepping a month of sandwiches for school lunches right now to go in the freezer. And if you missed some of the tips and tricks, that's okay. I have a PDF of talking about everything that I'm going to send out tonight. If you want to sign up at the link in my profile on the free sandwich prep, and it will have all the details. Oh, you're in Nicholasville. Hi, Nicholasville friend, and you're getting hit too. That means it's coming my way. We are, I'm on the other side of Lexington, basically. So, it has been so annoying. I mean, gosh, it's been crazy here. There you go. Thank you, Van Jen, for that tip. I love it. Okay, you love this. Do they taste okay when... Yeah, my kids have not complained at all. And I make, like, fancier sandwiches for myself. And as long as you follow some very, like, simple, easy-to-do rules, you're totally fine. I feel like there's plenty of room to do a second sandwich out of this one, so I don't run out of this parchment paper. Oh, and Maryland, you have storms right now too. Yes, and also in case you missed it earlier, these do thaw. They thaw in just a couple hours, so you can put them in the lunchbox frozen, and you're good to go. Okay. Getting there, friends. And then we'll start on the deli meat sandwiches, and we'll talk a little bit about this. Chelsea, if you click on my profile link, the first or second link there should be like free sandwich prep or something like that. If you sign up right there, that's where I'm gonna send the PDF to tonight. They are not soggy once thawed because we have taken some like extra steps and measures to make sure that doesn't happen. Like with this sun butter and jelly sandwich, we have sun butter on both sides of the bread. We have some that are on both sides of the bread to make sure that it doesn't get soggy. And next up, we're going to do some deli meat sandwiches. And I will talk, there are several things we do here to make sure those don't get soggy as well. Because it's a good worry. Okay. This is getting taller than me. I'm standing on my tippy toes right now. In case you probably can't tell. Okay. And what I will do with the peanut butter and jelly ones, I like to freeze them standing up like this, because just so, oh, that one didn't stay, because just in case because jelly sometimes like slides down, and then after it's frozen, like give it a night or so, you can turn it any which way you want, and you're fine. Okay. And so I'm gonna try and get as much air as possible out of this. Granted, when I'm storing them this way, I usually am using them up within a month or two. If you wanted to freeze them longer, I would get a better storage solution because it does get, like, the quality does go down after that. But my kids haven't noticed, I'll be honest. Okay. So, there's this one. I'm going to set this to the side and we're going to start on some deli meat sandwiches. Set this so it still stands up. Hopefully this works. Haha! Okay. So, we're going to restart. And the same thing as we did before, if you weren't here before, we are going to pull out all of our pieces of bread. Because the order that we do these, it matters for time purposes. Like, it just takes way less time if we do it in sections like this. And two, we're going to be really mindful with these about what we're doing to make sure that it doesn't get soggy. Because these have a higher probability of getting soggy, the deli meat, than the others. I promise I'm about to talk about the sogginess. Okay, so with the peanut butter, or the peanut butter and jelly, or some butter and jelly, whatever you like to use, just make sure you're putting the butter on each side of the bread. With the deli meats, we have a few different steps. So step one, you're going to make sure there is either like a cheese or some kind of dressing on every single side of bread. Because that will help block the moisture from making the bread soggy. And then otherwise, we're going to pat dry the, oh, I think I missed one piece of bread, but I think, that would be an odd number. Let's see. Yes. Okay. But otherwise, we're going to pat dry the deli meat as we go to put it on because the deli meat holds a lot of water, you know? Okay. So, deli meat, and I'll show you how I pat that dry in a second because we do try and be efficient about that as well. So I've got a ranch, a plant-powered ranch because we have a dairy allergy as well. I've got some dairy-free cheese. You can use whatever you like. You can use mayo, you can use normal cheese, anything like that. And so all I'm gonna do is do one side is gonna have the cheese and the other side is gonna have the ranch. Let's see, I've got a weird number here going on. Make sure. Okay. Yeah. That will go with that one. There we go. My daughter, I'm gonna have to go buy more of her fake cheese, and she's gonna be so mad there's not gonna be any in the morning. It'll be okay. Okay. Oh, she may have. Nope. I need to use it all. Okay. Alright, so there's all of those. And then we're going to put a little ranch. As I said, you can do mayo, whatever you want on each side. Only thing I don't like about, I swear this is true of all dairy-free dressings that we've tried from the store. None of them have like the squirt top. They all have this like open mouth thing. At least this one is plastic and so I can squeeze it. Some of them are like a tiny little mouth and it's glass and I can't get everything out of it. It's the worst. No, so the ranch has like oil in it. Does that make sense? Just like mayo has some oil in it. And it actually creates kind of like a barrier so that it's not soggy. But we're gonna spread it out, obviously, afterwards. Mayo probably works better than ranch, to be honest, but my kid likes the ranch better, so that's what we do. It's definitely worth a try. I mean, my kids never complain about these. They don't, and I mean, my daughter loves the fact that we freeze these. She's usually helping me with this, so she loves the fact that we freeze these ahead of time. She's adorable. She makes her own little freezer meal prep videos on her iPad. Like, she will come in here and do this. She'll get out all her bread and make little sandwiches. She's 7. And she'll pretend like she's teaching people how to do it. It's the cutest thing in the world. I die every time. And she's so cute. Why so many sandwiches? Big family. No, this is actually just for one of my children. This is for, I'm prepping a month of sandwiches for school. I'm going to throw them all in the freezer. And they're going to be delicious. How long will this last? So we usually use them from about a month to 2 months. If you store them a little better than what I'm storing them back in the bag that it came in. I just threw it over here. I'm storing them back in this bag, and I only recommend that for 1 to 2 months. But if you store them a little better, they could easily last 3. Okay, so she might do these every day for lunch. If I have something that can easily go into her lunch, and we'll change it up and do something different. I have peanut butter or some butter and jellies back there as well. And you do not have to defrost them. You just throw them in frozen, and by lunchtime they're thawed. It's pretty cool. It's very similar to, if you've had Uncrustables, you can do the same thing with them. You can throw them in frozen most of the time and they're fine. Granted, they're a little thicker in the middle, I feel like. Usually, they only take a couple hours to thaw. So, like, my kiddo has her lunchtime, usually 11 or 12, something like that. And I'll pack it early. I'll pack it at 7:30. But I've tested it because I was worried too. So I tested it before I sent her to school. I made like a practice lunch and tested it. And I was like, oh, by about 2 or 3 hours, we're good. So. Okay. No. Okay. This is why. So the reason I'm putting cheese on one side and this dressing on the other is to create kind of like a barrier so that the bread doesn't get soggy. In the end, it won't be soggy at all. We do this all the time. Okay. What other meal preps do I have for frozen meals? I have all kinds, actually. If you want to get started with like regular freezer meals, if you go to the link in my bio, I have a free freezer meal cheat sheet. Free freezer meal cheat sheet. Say that slower. That has like all the details, and I have a shop where I have different guides and have a membership too, where I send out new recipes every single month and new step-by-step guides. Are my kids in school now? No, they start in about a week, so I'm trying to get everything done. I'm about to do like a big back-to-school prep for them being in school. Have I sampled one that's a month old and it's okay? Fresh when thawed. Yes to all those things. I'm weird, I like to test all these things and make sure they're fine. Month is good. You get past like 2 months and then it's like, meh. But kids don't notice, I will say. I notice more than my kids do. Ah, thank you so much. You're so sweet. Lunches for how many? This is just for one. I'm prepping a month ahead. Okay, so next up, we've got deli meat to put on these, and to make sure that our deli meat isn't going to make our sandwiches soggy, because I know this is a solid worry right now, we are going to pat all of it dry. And I know that sounds like it's going to take 10 years, but it really doesn't take too terribly long. Okay. So what I do here is I get one sheet and lay it down, and then I'm going to get another sheet, and I'm literally just going to make like an assembly line of patting and moving. And I'm going to take a drink of coffee real quick. Okay. All right. Let's see this one. My child is a turkey lover, so grab this one first, and then I'm going to work through my other deli meats. Yeah, this is the biggest worry with if you're going to do sandwiches with deli meat, is that it absolutely will make your sandwich soggy. Why not just make the lunch daily? Because mornings are too crazy. And I like to just be able to grab it and go and not have to worry about it in the morning. I like my sleep. That's what it comes down to. And my mental health. So I put as many as I can on here. And then just literally pat them. And you don't have to do this too much. Nothing crazy. How many slices do I put on each sandwich? That really is up to your child. Like whatever your child likes best. I'm going to do like probably 2. My kid's not a massive like meat eater. She'll be happy with that. And only put these on one of them, obviously, because they're going to flip all these over. Okay. Great idea for out the door running late. Yes. Man, these, even if these are just your excuse me, sir. Sorry. Even if these are just your backup, you don't have to prep a month at a time. You could prep like 5. It's so nice to have an option that you don't have to worry about, and it's just always there for you. It's important. Oh man, 3 boys. Yep, that it is hard to do that every morning. I've seen some of the moms on here who have like large families, and I am eternally impressed with how much they do every morning. It's amazing. God bless them. They are like, seriously, it's amazing. And I mean, this is just for my one child that I pack a lunch for. So, and it's crazy enough that I'm like, nope. What about peanut butter and jelly? So I actually just did peanut butter and jelly right before you came on. It's sitting back that way. But what we do for peanut butter and jellies is you put the peanut butter on both sides and the jelly in the middle, and that will make it not soggy. Not soggy. Sorry. Freezer prepping saves sanity. Yes, ma'am. That's the truth. Okay, and once you see, because, you know, this is probably the last time I'll use this. The paper towels will, like, they'll get wet because they're absorbing all of this extra moisture. I'll switch them out to make sure we're actually still absorbing. Let's see. I have 3 boys, 3 in school. Yep, our youngest birthday is after the cutoff for kindergarten. Oh, man. I'm sorry if it's lagging. My internet does really bad in storms, and right now in Kentucky we just have all kinds of storms. So I'm doing my best. I'm so sorry. We have 2 different internet providers out here in the, I call it the boondocks, and neither of them are being good right now. Okay. Oh, Lord. There was so many questions. Okay. I promise I'm going to catch up. This is an awesome idea for them. Yes, this is an awesome idea. Do I use wax paper? You can totally use wax paper in between the sandwiches. That's what, at the end, I'm going to pack them all up. Or you can use parchment paper, freezer paper, really whatever. Something to create a barrier. My number 1 favorite freezer prep meal. That's a really hard... I have like all kinds of freezer prep recipes. So that's a really, really hard question. I will say the one I'm looking forward to the most right now is jambalaya. I freezer meal prep jambalaya, and it's so good. It's my summer freezer meal guide, in case you're wondering. Okay. Oh, you've always been skeptical about freezing foods, but the more you see, the more you're intrigued. I can totally understand that. I was too. Like, I didn't freezer meal prep for when my kids were born as babies. You know, and a lot of people will try and do that when you have newborns. But I didn't get into it till later, and gosh, it has really saved my sanity. And really, it's all about the strategy in which you do the thing. Because yes, you could just freeze any meal, but then a lot of the times, if you're not freezing the right meals in the right way, it's just going to be crap. And I'm not about eating crap food all the time. It's a lot of it is about figuring out those like things that make it good. So if you're curious about that, I have a free freezer meal cheat sheet at the link in my profile that gives you all my tips and tricks for prepping meals that I figured out along the way, basically, of creating my own recipes. Oh, Kelly and Nee, I just see the one comment. So I haven't seen any more, I don't think, unless I've missed them. I've tried. Okay, do I store PB&J in something special? Or no, I've stored it literally right back in the same bag. I'm going to do the same thing with these. And I'm just about to do it too. I'll show you guys. If I can get the rest of this turkey apart. All right. Oh, look, there's a perfect amount to finish this off. Oh, she'll be so happy they're all turkey. I didn't know if I had enough turkey. How long? Hi, you're in Kentucky too. Hi, Kentucky friend. I hope you are well. It's been a crazy time here. How long is that many sandwiches for? This is for like a month of school lunches. It'll probably last longer because I've got another batch I just finished of PB&Js basically. Just joined. What's happening? I'm prepping school lunches for my kiddo. Well, I'm prepping school lunch sandwiches for my kiddo so that I don't have to do it for the next month. It's wonderful. Great question. Okay, so I do have a deep freezer now. When I first started freezer meal prepping, I only did it in the freezer attached to my fridge. I usually could fit like a month of dinners in there, which is about 20 dinners plus. I still had like half my freezer for other things. So it really depends on like the size of your freezer. Most of the time, I could fit it in my freezer attached to my fridge just fine. Oh, I missed meat on that one. Darn. Oh, hello, friend. Hey, Barbara. Oh, Pip. Oh, gosh. Sorry, guys. My dog just lost his mind because that fell. Okay. What could I use instead of the bread package to store? Great question. You can use, literally, let me pull these. The freezer kind of your, like, normal Ziploc baggies. I have a bunch of, like, little reusable ones that I use for one-off sandwiches. Or you could try and wrap them in like saran wrap and put them all in a bigger bag. That's an option too. Okay. Okay, so after thawing, I don't put condiments. I put the condiments on before because they actually create a barrier so that things don't get soggy. She's going to have one sandwich that is not turkey. She's going to have a one surprise ham sandwich. Ham sandwich roulette. The meat, you're putting it on the package it came. I'm kind of confused by your comment. I'm putting the sandwiches back in the package it came in, if that makes any sense. Just how we would grab. I don't think there's any way to really sanitize bread, so. How do they not get soggy? So we just went through, there's lots of steps, not lots of steps. There's a few things that we do so that they don't get soggy. Make sure that there is a barrier on both sides of your sandwich. So on this one I have cheese, and on this side I had ranch. It's got, And you want to use condiments that are like oil based, basically, because it creates a barrier. And then also you pat the meat. So this is the 2 ham slices I have left. Oh, actually putting the turkey on the turkey packaging. Yeah, it happens. My kids have pretty good immune systems. Hopefully it'll be okay. Oh, hey, get down. They've been in our fridge for a while. Hopefully that killed anything. All right. There we go. So I've got dressing on this side, or a condiment that's in like an oil-based thing. And then on the other side, I've got the cheese. And so that is my sandwich. And if I freeze it like this, it's not going to get soggy in the end. I know. I don't know. Can I pin things? It's a great question. It's just some germs law. I get it. Okay. Sandwiches are for a month. Can't stop them, right? Germs are everywhere. Okay. If you guys have missed the beginning of this, I am going to send out like a PDF tonight to anybody who signed up for the free thing. Oh, there you go. It's at the link in my bio under like lunch sandwich prep. I wish I had remembered the actual phrase that I used, but lunch sandwich. Sandwich is in the word. And I'm going to be sending out a PDF tonight with all the tips and the tricks that you need to know to do this efficiently so that they actually taste good. If you just have the ham on, does the bread get soggy? Yes. Even if you pat it, it'll get soggy. That's why we have to do like the cheese and the dressing or something on both sides. If you don't like the cheese, you can do dressings on both sides or just pick a condiment that you like. You could also, I'm trying to think, you could just do like a straight up oil if you wanted to. If you're trying to keep it like no taste, I think maybe a coconut oil, right? Maybe. Your comments are cracking me up. Are we feeding an army here? We use butter on them. It doesn't get soggy. Butter's a great one too. Yeah. Nah, it doesn't take hours to defrost. I grab it out of the freezer in the morning, throw it in the lunchbox. It's ready by lunch. Okay, I don't have 5 minutes in the mornings when the craziness is going on and we're trying to get to school at 7 a.m. It's insane. Okay, so now we're gonna store them back in the bag, and I'll show you guys how it goes. Cheese on both sides works. Ooh, this is moving fast. Butter and ham sandwich is so good. I love it. Could always have condiment packets work with them. Sorry guys, I'm trying to keep up. Yes, it is exactly like Uncrustables. It's way cheaper, and you can make it interesting and customize it. Like, my child cannot have Uncrustables. She has a peanut allergy, so I just made sun butter and jelly ones right before this. Basically, all I'm doing now, I've got cheese on one side, I've got dressing on the other to make sure that there's a barrier so that it doesn't get soggy. I've patted out my meat so that there's not excess moisture. How about making meat and cheese sandwiches and putting condiment packets in their lunch? Yeah, you could totally do that. I just already put the condiments on because makes the barrier to make sure it doesn't get soggy. Oh, the mayo between the meat and the cheese. Yeah, no, you got to put it on the bread. Nope, ranch dressing doesn't soggy the bread. It's got like oil in it, so it actually creates a barrier. I promise. We've done it. We've done this for months. It works. This. Okay. Sorry, guys. The comments are moving so fast, and I'm trying to keep up with them. Can we... right? I love it. Maybe next time. Maybe we should plan ahead. Yes, mail will work. If you've missed most of this, there is going to be a PDF sent out at the end of the night with all the tips and the tricks so that you can like actually remember all the things that we talked about here and have a little guide for later. Just sign up for it at the link in my profile. I love that you all are seeing this because like me having to explain myself a million times. This is what happens every time I go live when I'm freezer meal prepping because people are like, what are you doing? And I love it. Like, I will answer the same question a million times. I know you just stumbled on here. Who cares? I'll answer it. But it does. The people who hang around the whole time are like, they're helping me in the comments and they're wonderful. You all are wonderful human beings. It cracks me up. I love it. Okay. This is a great question. What should I do with lettuce if you want lettuce on your sandwich? So here's what I would do. I would have, your frozen sandwich or whatever, you're throwing it in to thaw. You can have like a side baggie or something of things you want to add to your sandwich when it comes time to actually eat it. So it's something that you would just throw together in the morning or like in a weekly prep session. You could totally do lettuce and tomatoes and stuff in a weekly prep session at the beginning of the week. So you still don't have to take your time in the morning. Send it along with the sandwich and you're good to go. Oh no. Okay, so if you don't see the links anymore on anyone, you can go to my Instagram and the link is there as well. I know that's been an issue lately with people. It's so annoying. Yes, I'm putting parchment paper in between each sandwich. Boss mom with 11 kids. I have two. I just like to be prepared. Here we go again. Yeah, it's not, there's all kinds of things that we do to make sure they're not soggy in the end, I promise. That was my main worry as well. When I started prepping these sandwiches, I was like, that is gonna be soggy. It is. Like, how? And then I did like a test prep and I ate the sandwiches a couple days later, and I was like, oh, these are fine. I'm like, what? It's crazy. Okay. What about individually wrapping them so that way you can just grab one out? You totally can. I just, like, layer this in between, and so I just grab it out like that, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I like, oh, thank you. Hey, Real Mom Help. That's my friend over there. Thank you. I'm wondering I feel like I've done that before. I'm really afraid that the sandwiches are going to fall apart if I do that. That's a great question. Let's try it. Nothing wrong with trying it. So, Van Jen's suggestion was to like stack these. And you know what? I have done this in the past where I stacked them and then just grabbed a few at a time and put them down in here. But she was like, just put it over and then flip it. I feel like it's going to be a disaster. I just know myself and I will mess it up. I'm a little bit of a klutz. Yes, that would be a good idea to go ahead and grab the wax paper that's already in the right shape. I just use what I have on hand, and that's what I have on hand. I'm going to screw it up if I try your way, Benjamin. I just know it. I just know it. I'm sorry. I'm afraid of toppling all these sandwiches. I feel like you should definitely try that. And tell me how it goes. The bread bag would need to be... Yeah, it would. That's what I meant. Like, even if I took them out, I'm still afraid. You guys. I'm a real klutzy person. I mess things up on the daily. Roll the bag down, set on top, and roll. Yeah, I'm worried about the flip. That's what I'm worried about. It's okay, y'all. It's almost done. I love it. Oh, camper living. How cool is that? Do I use condiments? Yes. They're already on the sandwich. If you wanted to do like lettuce and tomato and stuff, you can add that after. Like after you thaw it later. You don't flip. I feel like I'd have to flip. It's alright, guys. It's alright. My brain's... I'm trying so hard to keep up with the questions and stuff. My brain's not working. Oh. This is absolutely gonna fall. With this one, if you were here when I did the PB&J, I like to freeze the PB&J ones, like, straight up at first so that the jelly doesn't, like, drip down. But these don't have any risk of that. So you can just throw it in, freeze it however you want. Roll the bag down. I don't want to roll the bag down. It's just a hassle. It's almost done. I am about to freeze this. This is all my sandwiches. They're going to go back in here. If you weren't here earlier, I wouldn't advise this kind of freezing method inside of this bag for like long term, but for a month or two, it's fine. Here we go. But why? Because I don't want to fix my kid's sandwich in the morning for school. It's too crazy. So this takes us like one step out of my morning. And it's super convenient. What is on all the sandwiches? So these are turkey cheese ranch. My kiddo's favorite. And then I also have PB&J. Or sun butter and jelly. Okay. So. There we go. And I'm literally... I'm going to try and stack this a little better so it's not going to fall. Nope, you just throw them into the lunchbox from the freezer and they're thawed by lunchtime. It's super convenient. It's awesome. Yep, you can definitely do mayo. This is a little twisty at the bottom. There we go. You want to make sure and try and get as much air out as you can. It should be okay. People freeze bread like this all the time. No, it's not soggy by the time they get to eat it because we have followed a method so that it's not soggy. What is the rest of the lunch with the sandwich? Great question. Yes, you can do any kind of meat, P.S. So what I usually do is I have like a sandwich to make sure there's protein. I usually throw in a fruit with it. And then they may get like veggie straws or something. Really, it's whatever my kids are feeling that morning or that time. You know how kids go through phases of like, this is a thing I'll eat right now. And this is the thing I won't eat right now. I kind of go with the flow on that part. But this is usually a pretty standard thing that they're almost always going to eat. And if they're not feeling it, I have like pasta salads, chicken salads, like different cold stuff that they can use. And I also, let's see. Did I put it down here? Like a thermos, if you've seen these little kid thermoses, are literally perfect to send like hot pasta in for lunch, and it actually will stay hot till lunch. You just have to do it the right way. I'm gonna do a video on that later if y'all want. Right? I still go through phases like that too. What about Nutella or peanut butter mixed with a little honey? Yup. Just make sure to put the honey in the middle because the honey will soak into the bread. Pretty hardcore. But I kind of like that. Not gonna lie. Right? Yes. So she said her mom used to send beefaroni in one of these to school for lunch. Yeah, it's legit. Like, I mean, all you have to do if you want to send a hot lunch in one of these to make sure it actually stays hot is you like heat up hot water in like the microwave, throw it in a cup, and heat it up in the microwave for a few minutes beforehand, like 3 minutes. I usually do. Then I pour the hot water in here and let it sit in here for 3 minutes so that this whole thing heats up. And then I dump it. And then I put whatever hot food that I want to keep hot, that it's already heated up, in there. And then seal it up, and it's still hot at lunchtime. I tested it because I didn't want my kid to go to school with like frozen nuggets or something, or, you know, cold nuggets or something. Because you can put like chicken nuggets in here too if you want. And those are pretty handy if you have leftovers. So I'll send leftovers in this for my kiddo. But otherwise, she does the sandwiches. So that's our sandwich prep. Got some butter and jelly ones right here. We got ham and cheese and ranch ones right here. And they work out really well. Have I tried with napkins between the sandwiches? I haven't tried napkins. That would make me nervous that it would get stuck and get soggy itself. Does that make sense? You want something that's a little like create some kind of barrier. I feel like napkins would get messy. The other thing you do is keep thermos food hot. Put a piece of aluminum foil over the top. Ooh, love it. All about those tips. That's awesome. All right, guys. I'm done with my prep right now. I'm just literally gonna throw these in the freezer. If you all have any other questions, can I put eggs in the sandwich? Yes. Here's the thing about eggs. Put dairy in the eggs to make them, because freezer eggs taste a little different, and I've noticed the more dairy they have, the better they taste. So put dairy in those eggs and they will taste better. Oh yeah, if you've missed this whole spiel, I'm gonna share a bunch of tips and tricks on how to do this yourself, and like a step-by-step type thing in a PDF. Go sign up for it at the link in my bio, and we'll make sure to get it to you tonight. That's when it's going to go out. I love to do eggs. I'm going to talk more about eggs because I like talking about freezer stuff. I love to do eggs in like burritos and stuff for like breakfast burritos. Oh, I wasn't going to do that. For like breakfast burritos and stuff because they make for a really easy morning. I send those with my niece when she's here in the mornings, and we have to take her to school. She goes to school with a breakfast burrito most of the time. And it's the best. You're so welcome. If you guys have any other questions, I'll hang out here for just a second. If you have any other questions, go for it. Barbara asks, would mustard work? Barbara, I'm pretty sure mustard would work. As long as it's got like an oil in it. Let me see too. Somebody asked earlier what kind of oil was in these. That's so great. It doesn't. It's probably like a sunflower oil, I'd say. Because it's sun butter. Doesn't say specifically, so I'm betting it's just from the sunflowers. All right, friends. It's almost my bedtime. I don't know about y'all, but that's how this goes for me. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. This has been so much fun. Check out that free PDF if you want. And two, if you want to prep more with me another time, I'm actually doing a back to school prep. And it's inside of my membership, Freezer Prep Friends, next week. And we're going to do breakfasts, cold lunches, and that are like adult friendly too, so not just kids, and dump dinners. Super excited about it. Oh, 2 a.m. in Ireland. Whew. Welcome, friend. Thank you guys so much for being here. All right. Hopefully this will stay here. I'm gonna have to walk over here. I have my computer set up over here so I can like actually read the comments, but the phone is all the way over here. I did say dump dinners. Hold on, I'm gonna hold this. I'll toss up. When I do the PB&J sandwich, what's the order? Peanut butter on each side of the bread, jelly in the middle. Dump dinners. Literally, it's a bag. Hold on, let me throw this in the freezer real quick or set it up somewhere and I'll show you. Because I just prepped some. They're in my freezer. Okay, this bag is frozen badly. But this is a dump dinner basically. It's this one's a chicken mango tacos. So I literally will thaw this out, or thaw it as much as I can. This is one that you can do frozen as well. But I dump it in the Instant Pot. And that's all I have to do really to get dinner ready. This one is actually just the tiniest bit more work than a normal like dump dinner that I would like, because I end up making a sauce, like a puree the mangoes after it's done to make a sauce. But it's really good and it only takes like a minute. So instead of, this is really cold, I have to put it back. It's hurting my hands. But yeah, instead of spending like 10 to 15 minutes or 30 minutes or however long it takes you to actually like go through and make your meal, all you have to do is dump it and you're done because you've prepped it ahead of time, just like this. Yes, homemade Uncrustables. That's literally what these are. So they're way cheaper, and you can make them how your kids like them. Because I don't, like me personally, I hate how much peanut butter are on those Uncrustables. They're gross. You can also, somebody commented earlier that Pamper Chef has a thing that you can do to the bread to make it like an Uncrustable. I make my kids eat the sides because I just don't pander. I'm a mean mom who like, just like, nope, you can eat them, whatever. But I'm also the mom that's like, I don't cut off the tops of their strawberries either. I'm like, look, y'all can eat them around that. Oh, I love that. Amazon has the cutouts for cheap in different shapes. I love that idea. I was going to say, you could totally do like normal like cookie cutters too. And just like do that and then cinch the edges with a knife or fork if you really wanted to. But yeah, there are lots of really cool options. Alright friends, I'm going to let y'all go. Thanks so much for hanging around. I do try to do live preps like once a month. So at some point, hopefully I'll do better and do it more. But thanks so much for coming. Bye. I love that. That's cute, but I didn't know we got time for that. Okay. Hello, YouTube friends. You're still here. I was finishing up. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate you all being here. I hope you learned something. I'm seeing now. You got like a full like face view of me earlier when I was turning off the TikTok. Thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much thanks Barbara for asking questions. And hi April, I'm sorry I missed you earlier. Feel free to shoot me an email if you guys have any questions and I will be around. Bye friends.